Hey everybody, it's me, Zach. This is Potato, and welcome back to our channel.
Who is that they, them on my screen?
Hey everybody, hi, hello, welcome to me. Welcome to Poe. We're here today to catch up on all the things that have happened since the last time that I talked about Rosie and the Pearadise documentary. I did take a little, well, I don't usually post on the weekends, with the exception for like special moments where I feel up to posting on the weekend, or I have the time or whatever it might be. But I also didn't post yesterday on Monday, not because it was a holiday, but because I have a friend who's moving out of Chicago and she utilized the holiday to have some time to say goodbye to everybody and a party and things like that. So I was pretty busy yesterday, and as such, a lot has happened since last Friday in terms of Pearadise, in terms of this documentary and people in girl world talking about it. You got people on the LCU and the Lol Cow universe talking about it on the bus show that Amberlynn used to be on. We've got some Foodie beauty moments talking about it and now deleted videos. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And Stefan, the guy who runs Pearadise, is anywhere and everywhere he can be in girl world trying to get attention, to share his alleged side of the story, whatever it might be. And I think that it's important that we talk about some of it, and also it's important that I share some boundaries of what we're gonna do over here on this channel in regards to Pearadise, in regards to Rosie's involvement in it and things like that. Believe it or not, I'm not here to exclusively talk about plus size women, but there are plus size women, morbidly obese women who I have come in contact with on this corner of the internet that I find fascinating and that we do discuss. And there's also a lot of times where there's stuff related to plus size people, plus size content creators that I'm just not interested in talking about. With this situation, since Rosie's involved, it's really tough because I don't think I would otherwise ever talk about Stefan, would ever talk about the Pearadise house, content house, whatever, the body positivity house or whatever he tries to frame it as. And that's because I think Stefan is a weird man. I just point blank period. You don't have to know a ton about him. All you have to do is see a few clips here and there to feel like this man is weirdly, okay? And I think sometimes, although I feel like for all intents and purposes, Girl World is doing a great job of having nuance in this situation, but sometimes nuance is difficult, right? And sometimes people are like, well, I hate Rosie, I don't like Rosie's content, so I'm automatically not gonna be on her side. This isn't about picking sides. And just to be clear, I think most people are in agreement that Stefan and his whole situation type of deal is weirdly, and also Rosie is taking this opportunity to also be very weirdly. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. One thing that happened, and it wasn't just on my channel, but of course I saw it first on my channel, and then I realized it was happening in other places in Girl World, is this Stefan guy who runs the Pearadise account and the house and whoever, whatever, as I've said multiple times. I'm repeating a lot of this because it's like, I imagine some people are brand new to this information, so I think it'll be helpful for me to repeat some of these things in case people are just tuning in on this video, haven't watched the other Rosie videos. But anyways, he's going around and he's leaving comments on anybody's video hoping that somebody will listen to him. On my channel specifically, he left a comment that said, "Here to officially confirm we have never met Rosie nor ever communicated with her. Same goes for that Piggy Stardust girl. A lot of assumptions are and have been made about Pearadise. Meanwhile, I'm always here to talk if you ever have any questions or a live interview, etc." So to be clear, I will not be giving What's His Nuts a platform to speak on my channel. I'm simply here to watch Rosie. And I probably will watch the actual documentary itself for all intents and purposes to see what Rosie's involvement in that looks like. I am, at the end of the day, more interested in terms of what Rosie brings to this, or what she thinks she brings to this, how she centers herself in this. I do think it's an interesting story. I would like to know what the women who have interacted with him have experienced. And that's why I think Rosie's involvement is so interesting to me, because as far as we know, or well, we might learn today because we're gonna watch various clips today. But from what we know, she mostly was not like a victim of this man. As far as I know, okay? If we learn different in the things I'm about to watch today, then I'll run that back. And so that's what's interesting to me. I think the story's important. I think if he's harmed people, it's important that their stories get out there. I think he's a very weirdly man. I will not be giving him a platform. I know that he has found a platform in other people, including on the Lol Cow universe, where they had him on one of their shows just this past weekend. That's their prerogative. The LCU, as I've always said, is a weirdly place with weirdly people. So it's not surprising to me that weirdly people over in the LCU don't have a problem platforming his weirdly behavior. I also do know that there is a person on the LCU, Foxy? Is her name Foxy or Roxy or something like that? I do know that she had at one point visited this man's house in Vegas when she weighed more, and so she's certainly welcome to speak to it to the extent that she wants. I think potentially that could be a good place to gain perspective on somebody's actual experience with this man. But again, I don't want to get too much into Lol Cow stuff because it's just not for me and my family. So I do feel like I've been a little bit all over the place at this point, and I think it might just be helpful to get into the video that one of my moderators, Jane, prepared for me. It clips together a lot of stuff. So it has some stuff from Chantal talking about this situation. It has some stuff about Rosie talking about this situation, Rosie's Instagram stories, maybe a little bit of interaction between Rosie and Stefan. So there's a lot that's gonna come up here. If I get to the end of this and there's something that I remember reading about or seeing that happened that doesn't get covered in this video, we'll wrap up with a few additional points. Does that sound good? Are y'all still here? I personally felt really overwhelmed sitting down at my desk today to get started on all of this. So I imagine if you weren't keeping up with this all weekend, that you might feel a little overwhelmed too. But that's why I'm gonna shut the fuck up now and we're gonna get to. All right, so we're starting off with old Chantal Marie Chantal Show, Foodie Beauty, Cheesecake, Flobby Bobby. That's the condensed version because this video isn't fully about her, and those are the only names I can muster coming out of my mouth right now.
Pearadise? Rosie's on HBO? What?
She's gonna be on HBO, and we don't know how much of her footage is gonna be used. That's one thing I should also say, is that a lot of the story narrative seems to be that, like, the people who are in support of Pearadise didn't know what they were really signing up for whenever they did this documentary. And it sounds like it was represented in different kinds of ways to whoever they were interviewing, to get the perspective, I would guess, of whatever the documentary was trying to make, you know? Does that make sense? Did that sentence make sense? Basically, the people making the documentary presented the interviews and stuff like that in the way that they could get people to agree to do it, which means that some of the Pearadise people weren't expecting that to be like an expose on Stefan or the house or things like that. Does that make sense? So similarly, who knows what will actually get used from Rosie. We know what she thinks she was brought there to talk about and to do, but we don't know how much of that will be used in the final version because nobody has seen what happens in the documentary yet.
She used to go to Pearadise? Why is it called Escape from Pearadise? Nobody's holding her at her will.
Oh.
It'd be hard to do.
Chantal clearly doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about, which is not unusual for Chantal Marie.
She's starring in a documentary?
She's not starring in it. She's just in it.
Is it about the house, Pearadise? That Pearadise house is getting publicity. Because there's a few of the women that have been there who have passed away.
That is true.
There's a house called Pearadise. And it's run by this feeder guy who has a fat fetish. I don't know much about Stefan, but...
Is that how you pronounce his name? Stefan? I think it's Stefan.
A couple of the women died, and one died recently. I remember watching a stream when she was alive. I didn't know Rosie went to Pearadise.
She didn't.
I have no idea.
She didn't.
It's like a haven for morbidly obese women.
See, this is what people do though with Chantal, and honestly maybe sometimes a little bit with Rosie too, but all the time with Chantal. Very standard Chantal thing is for people to go in there and get her talking about something she don't know shit about, and Chantal's just dumb, so she'll just run with it and run her mouth, which I can only imagine is gonna get Miss Rosie Lynn Reed worked up.
Yeah, you know the one quirky lover, Rosie? Escaping Pearadise. She's gonna act like a victim, watch.
I mean, the gag is that Chantal, I think, is saying what a lot of people who react to and don't like Rosie are saying about Rosie, but Chantal really doesn't have any business speaking on this because it doesn't sound like she's even watched the trailer. She has no idea what she's commenting on.
He held me against my wheelchair and forced me to eat. You mean escaping? She forces those women to go there.
She's also so insensitive. So insensitive about it. Because if I recall correctly, if you do watch the trailer, it seems like some of the women that were actually there and involved in it talk about the ways that like Stefan manipulated them into like feeling comfortable and participating in it and things like that. So it's I feel like Chantal should probably just shut the fuck up. But if y'all are familiar with Miss Chantal the Cheesecake Marie, shutting the fuck up is not something she's good at.
She's screaming in the trailer. Ugh. Perpetual victim. Big girls wanted.
I also am obsessed with her chowing down on some fries while she has this whole entire conversation.
Escaping Pearadise. They're gonna make these women look like victims. They hyped it up. Giamara too. She likes Stefan.
Oh, I saw something. I don't know if Jane included that in this, but I saw something from Zio saying that she didn't realize what it was going to be about either. Did I say that already? There's just been so much stuff coming out this past weekend about this. It's so hard to stay on top of everything.
Do people have no personal responsibility for their own actions?
That feels...
I blame myself for putting what I do in my body.
That feels weirdly for her to be saying all of this. She by the way, just got done talking about how at least 2 girls that were involved in this Pearadise situation have passed away. And she's over here now saying, like, you're responsible for what you put in your body, blah, 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 blah. Insane behavior to just, like, come on and just say some shit out of nowhere, Chantal. For real. Just insensitive as hell.
They don't tell you the price that you pay.
Oh, that's gonna be iconic forever.
Yeah, this guy, this German guy, he's rich. You can watch them on TikTok.
Yeah, they are on TikTok.
He has a house, like a mansion house, in Vegas. And it's called Pearadise, P-E-A-R. Play on words for big, larger, pear-shaped women or whatever. It advertises it as like a safe haven where you can go and be happy as a big person.
The gag is that she does seem to know a lot about Pearadise itself, but she doesn't seem to know shit about the actual documentary or what points it might even be trying to make about it.
And just be yourself. I don't think pinning deaths on this Stefan guy is like the thing to do, because by that logic, you could say, well, McDonald's is responsible. Well, Heart Attack Grill is responsible. No, you're responsible for your own actions. If you don't want to go, don't go. He's not forcing you.
Huh. I don't know. Something tells me that's like not a good look for Miss Chantal Marie. That's crazy. she's something.
Shay passed away from influenza. The trailer's so dramatic. Of course.
But Chantal, just don't speak on it. Wait and go watch it and then give your opinion. I do think she did make a video where she, like, talked about it. like a sit-down video, not like a live stream like this, but I think it got deleted. And she did it while eating a shit ton of food or fast food or something. Very a la like the cheese graveyard. Do y'all remember that situation type deal?
Cells. No, onomatopoeia. I am so like, I want to barf. I'm so over quirky, loverly Rosie and this stupid friggin' thing about Pearadise and all this Pearadise fucking drama. I see the Pearadise drama all over TikTok. It's just like, I don't care.
Fight. It's been a while since Chantal used to occasionally pick fights with Amber Lynn, and I would live for like an Amber Lynn versus Chantal Marie fight situation type of deal. I feel like I'm getting ready to gear up for our good old fight between Rosie and Chantal, and I live, because mind you, back in the day, and maybe this is why Chantal has some resentment towards Rosie, you can't find these videos on Rosie's channel anymore. I think she deleted them before she ever even deleted like this stuff because of the health-related content on her channel, you know, when she got demonetized. There was a point where she deleted a bunch of videos that were her reacting to or critiquing Chantal and Amber Lynn. And she had a video that was specifically talking about how just by nature of being a mukbanger on YouTube, that Chantal triggered things for Rosie. That Chantal was triggering to Rosie and people like Rosie who might struggle with some of those eating related issues. And so, you know, I imagine that Chantal's holding on to some of that. And it's also funny because, of course, like, Rosie's not worried about triggering people now with her own content. Not that I think it's fair to be like, oh, shame on you, Chantal, for eating on your channel because I can't control, like, my eating and my feelings regarding people eating on camera. I don't think that's fair at all, right? Like, I think you just don't click on a Chantal video in that case. But you know, it's funny because that's like what Rosie's content is now. I really am all over the place today, divas. I had too much time off.
Can we be messy for a second?
Be messy. Be messy, because you're gonna be messy anyways. I bet it's for longer than just a second.
Just a second, and we'll move on. Can I be messy for a second? I want to be messy. I want to be petty. Listen, I've been working so hard on like self-growth and like being a better person.
I'm such a good person. I've been working so hard on myself. I'm such a good person. The way I love that we can just go back and forth between dragging Rosie and Chantal, because they're both so ridiculous.
Sometimes it's just okay to be petty. And I kind of want to be petty.
Okay, do it, girl. Do it, girl.
Being petty, yes. I have 2 petty points I want to bring up. 1, it has been fascinating watching so many misinformed and ignorant people thinking that they know, like, my involvement in the documentary, what it's going to be about, how I'm going to be, what I'm talking about, all of that from a single quote. You don't know if it's in or out of context because it's TV, you know? You don't know that. I do, but you don't. And...
Well, Diva, I feel, and listen, I don't know, she often claims she's not watching anybody, she's separating herself from Girl World, things like that. I can't imagine that she's not eating up anybody that's covering her involvement in this TV show with, like, how much of a star she thinks it's gonna make her, so I wouldn't be surprised if she ain't watching it all. But a lot of people are also basing their opinion about your involvement in the documentary based on things that you've said in the past, based on things that you just said in a live stream last week, the live stream that you did on the day that the documentary came out. So there's lots of people that are basing that on more than just your one singular line in that trailer. But that one singular line is so over the top and dramatic. It's not surprising to me that people are coming to the conclusions that they're coming to.
I just think it's interesting. It's interesting to me because it's like it's June 10th is like feels forever away now because it's like I think that's 3 weeks, right? It's crazy.
Oh, she's got a countdown going. She can't wait. Mama, I'm a star. She can't wait. She can't wait. She's gonna make her big screen debut, guys. She's got the countdown. It feels forever away, but it's 3 weeks.
Because I've directly seen it multiple times. I've never been to the Pearadise house. I don't know why people think that that's the only reason I would be involved.
Well, the documentary is called Big Girls Wanted, Escaping Pearadise. I wonder why people would make that assumption. That's so weirdly.
So, there's that point. The second point is, someone DM'd me something yesterday.
I
have not thought about or talked about this person.
Sure.
And what feels like months.
Sure.
Honestly. I have no idea what she's been up to.
Sure.
I guess she called me an idiot yesterday. And I was like...
Well, was she right? Well, are you? Also, I just truly don't believe that she's not keeping tabs on Chantal, on Amber Lynn. She has so much time in the world. She has so much time in the world. We know until Gabe blocked her on TikTok that she was following an account that kept up with Amber Lynn. I know there's some reaction channel that she still feels chill with, that she still feels cool with, that covers Chantal, that she tunes into. There's somebody out there somewhere. I do not believe that she's not kept up with what Chantal's up to.
Like, and someone told me that, and I was like, what? Like,
what?
Why? So, I did get nosy, and I went and I saw it. Honestly, I just laughed, because I saw, like, the first thing that she said was, Rosie's on HBO Max? Not said at all.
What did that say? But what did that say? I just watched that clip. She did say Rosie's on HBO Max. But it sounded like her asking for confirmation that she, like, read it right. Maybe I missed something. What all did that say, Rosie? Tell the class. Share with the class, please.
That's the petty. I'm done. Anyway, I don't think you're being petty about the show. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, I guess Stefan's been, like, saying a lot of shit about me in his lives. I accidentally, yeah, people make a lot of assumptions, man. Like, it's actually crazy. He's like, I went to someone's live who was watching him, like, literally not even an hour ago.
Why are you doing all of this? Also, get your fingers out of your mouth. Why are we picking our teeth right now? Also, I'm thinking about it still. Was she trying to suggest that, like, Chantal was jealous that Rosie was on HBO? Is that? I don't know. But also, why are we sitting here watching lives about Stefan and things like that? Why can't you just log off? This apparently was like, he's such an awful, terrible guy. Like, why are you keeping up with him like this? I don't know. This just feels like her new thing, right? Like, this feels like, you know, a person who used to do a lot of reaction content in this quarter of the internet, who hasn't been around in a really long time. Whenever I first started, like, mentioning that I watched Rosie's videos and things like that, this person tried to warn me that Rosie was known from, like, going from community to community to community and, like, getting shunned and asked to leave from all of them. This feels like her first post-Girl World community type thing that she's trying to latch on to, in my opinion. It feels like she's trying to, like, now go so deep into this community of people talking about Pearadise, because I imagine there has to be an already built-in group of people who were focused on this Pearadise thing that I wasn't aware of. And it feels like Rosie really thinks this is her next big thing, that this is going to bring all these viewers and stuff to her, and that by talking about it more, it's gonna come her way. Like, people are gonna come her way, a new community's gonna come her way. people who don't know shit about her and all of her previous attempts at, like, being in various communities on the internet. And I just find it fascinating. She really thinks that, like, she's gonna be something from all of this. I gotta keep going. We're only 5.5 minutes into this.
And I didn't realize that she was watching him. Like, when I went to go check in on her. And, he was like, that Rosie girl's never even been to the house. And I'm like, is this play about me? What's happening? It's wild. It's just this, people, it's like a minute trailer. You know what I mean? There's so much that I don't know. I'm not going to make any assumptions until I see it.
Right.
I just know my part in it.
Well, Diva, all you've done is set and hyped it up like you're some big movie star. So, and now you're like, it's only a minute trailer. Please, guys, be patient. You don't even know. Just like,
I am like,
oh, this is from the deleted video she made. Taco Bell lunch, let's eat and discuss, and then it's got escaping paradise in the thumbnail. The thumbnail's looking AI generated. I know she didn't make that on her own, so fuck you, Chantal, for using AI and eating a shit ton of Taco Bell while you sit here and talk about a feeder house. Please be so serious.
so annoyed with this whole trailer. Escaping Paradise HBO special that's coming out. Have you guys seen it? It is the home of a man named Stefan. He's a man who really loves BBW women.
Uh-huh.
Okay. He wanted to create a haven for these women to come be themselves, have fun, like, you know, fat girl club, you know, treehouse club or something. Which is nice because, as the trailer says, it's hard for larger bodies, especially women, to feel loved and accepted.
Right, and part of that's because there's weirdo people like Stefan who fetishize them. Being fetishized is not being loved for who you are. It's being fetishized. It's treating you like an object. I think that's the part that's frustrating, is that these women do deserve to be loved for who they are, and instead they're being turned into some kind of weird fetish for this man and people like him, like the Tommy Salamis of it all.
Dangerous? Yes. But this trailer, I don't know if the documentary is going to have that angle, but it's making Stefan look like a villain. That's the part that really peeves me off, because I'm sorry, did he make you go to Paradise?
This is weird.
Did he?
This is a weird ass take from Chantal Marie. This is a weird ass take from Chantal Marie. Not that I'm surprised. She's very rarely ever gonna defend a woman, just to be clear. She's very, very rarely gonna be a girl's girl. In fact, I don't know if I've ever seen her, so I'm not surprised, but it's just, I can't believe she's coming on to Al Gore's internet doing all this.
Force you to stay? Women go there willingly. And they have the freedom of choice and free will to do what they want. And I'm sorry, but what is Rosie doing in there? I don't even think she's been to that house.
I do support her dragging Rosie, though. Go for it, Chantal. Let's go.
And she's acting like such a crybaby victim, which is not surprising, in the trailer. And it's like, what does she even have to do? Like, they're just like, I don't know. And she's in the trailer, she's crying. They don't tell you the price. No, because you're supposed to be a grown adult and make your own decisions. No one is forcing you to do anything. You are where you are because of your own actions. That includes me. That includes every other person in that house. So to blame Stefan,
I think Rosie aside, it's a lot more nuanced than what Chantal's allowing here. You know, like, sure, probably did all of those women make the choice to, like, come to that man's house and do whatever they do there? Maybe to some extent, but also is that under the guise of, like, coercion, manipulation? Is there more to the story? Is this man, like, offering something to them in exchange for these things. Like there's all kinds of ways that it can be way more nuanced and complex than what Chantal's allowing. And that's because Chantal's never gonna come to the defense of a woman. She thinks that because she sits down here in her kitchen in Canada and chooses to continuously stuff her face with Taco Bell by her own choice, by her own decisions, that's obviously what all these other women would choose to do as well. But we don't know. Maybe there is more to the story. It seemed like there were some women in that trailer that were suggesting that they felt manipulated by this man. Chantal's weirdly, and all of that's got nothing to do with Miss Rosie. Nothing to do with Miss Rosie at all.
For grown adults and having free will over their own choices is ridiculous. You know, and that's what the trailer seemed like the angle is going to be. But it's just like, there's a lot of there's what caused this uproar. I mean, Pearadise has been around for a long time. But it wasn't until one of the most beloved, you know, notable members of that house has sadly passed away. Okay? Very tragic. So now people are starting to look into Pearadise and Stefan and, like, you know, it's almost like they're trying to find someone to blame for the situation.
I just don't feel like being aware of that Chantal's being very sensitive about the person that passed away. I don't know the details about what happened with that either, because I'm just not familiar with the situation outside of this trailer and the content that I'm watching about it now. But that doesn't feel like a very sensitive way to approach somebody's passing in the context of all of this. Again, not surprised from Chantal. I wish she'd just keep it to dragging Rosie, because I think she's close to hitting the nail on the head with Rosie, right? She's so close. Like, Rosie is also being insensitive in a completely different way by making this shit about her, when that's just simply not really, like, she's, as far as I know, like I said, not a victim of this man.
This woman passed away from complications from influenza B, apparently. And that's what I heard.
That's what you heard?
Can be very dangerous when you have...
Diva, I feel like when you're talking about things like this, you shouldn't just be saying, well, that's what I heard. That's what I had heard.
A flu like that on your respiratory system and your cardiac system.
Right.
Stefan is not responsible for what grown adult women do and put in their bodies. That's just what infuriates me about the whole thing. And, like, the Rosie thing.
I just don't understand why she's going so hard for this man. Is it, like, what is that about? I mean, again, outside of the fact that she hates women. But it's just like, do you, like, why are you simping for this man? Has she met Stefan? Has she talked to Stefan? Has she been invited to this man's home? Like, what is her need to simp so much for a weirdly man? I don't get it.
I didn't even know she went to Pearadise. Did she even go there?
She didn't.
I feel like Stefan provided a welcoming environment. He loves BBW women.
And also, how do you know? Because it doesn't sound like you've been there. Well, I know you haven't been there. We would probably know about it if you did.
Very large women. We need love too, whatever. I mean, you know, that's not a crime. If he was forcing these women to partake in a certain lifestyle, I would understand that. But no, I feel like they're responsible for their own actions, for their own lives. And that's a hard lesson to learn. But trying to shift blame and blame somebody, you know, as just perpetual victims is just not the way to do it, and that's just not right. And
she's so weird. She's so weird and a pick-me. Girl, it doesn't sound like Stefan's gonna pick you, Diva. That's what it's really coming down to. And the event that something does happen with her romance scam of a relationship with Sala, She wants to make sure there's still options out there. That's why I gotta believe, because why are you simping so hard for a man you don't know? Like, this is weird to me. Weirdly. Bizarre. What a loser, Chantal.
my opinion. So, yeah. That's how I feel about it. It looks stupid to me. And it's annoying. Like, why the heck, you know, why do they have someone there that I don't even think was involved in the house in Pearadise?
I mean, that's a fair question. Let's keep our critiques to that. Let's keep our critiques to that, Diva.
I don't watch the Rosie lady, but, you know, she's technically part of Boar World, so peripherally I hear about her. Quit your crying and take ownership of your own life, Rosie.
You, Chantal. Okay, that's a little bit of the pot calling the kettle black, Diva. Because what do you mean? What do you mean? When have you taken responsibility over your life, Diva? Anyways, here's a community tab post from Chantal. It says, wow, new girl world low, but not surprising considering the audience of hate channels are all the same hateful pieces of garbage. I was punched in the face by my abusive ex, and y'all are comparing that to the women at Pearadise, even though there's no evidence of abuse there. Sick people. Y'all are the ones with oppositional defiance disorder, or whatever the crap you call it, not me. If I make a video on the sky being blue, y'all will say, nope, it's purple. I love how bothered I make you. The problem is that Chantal only cares about abuse when it happens to her. Nodder was a loser. No, from my perspective, there are no doubts about that. I absolutely think that Nodder treated her poorly, did all kinds of insufferable, awful things to her. There's not a doubt in my mind. That's why I didn't cover shit back then whenever she was in that relationship. That was toxic, awful, terrible. But the reality is that Chantal only cares when it's her. And there was evidence that Nodder had abused other women, and Chantal just wrote it off and said it didn't happen, and she didn't believe it, and went to Nodder's defense. And now she's upset that people don't care about the abuse she faced, but then wants to just, like, write off whatever may have happened to these women without having seen the documentary herself. And to that extent, I agree with Miss Rosie Lynn Reed when she's like, how are you coming to all these fucking conclusions? I don't know if that's what Rosie was really talking about in regards to Chantal, but Chantal, how are you coming to all these conclusions? You ain't even seen the documentary yet. It's a 1.5 minute long trailer. Oh, God. See, I just know this Pearadise documentary stuff is gonna be exhausting.
Of course, me not doing any research. At the time that I made my video about when I made the video about Pearadise, I was assuming that it was about feederism.
Well, maybe then you should take 2 seconds to shut the fuck up before you get onto the internet and just start saying shit.
That the show is about feederism. I didn't know that there was all these allegations against that guy.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with that, but I thought that they were just like, you know.
See, the thing is that she's not dumb enough that she doesn't realize that like, or should I say she's smart enough to realize this is a hot topic, particularly in girl world, so she wanted to get in and capitalize on it, but she thought she had some great hot take, and now she is being held accountable for her shitty takes.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I can do a follow-up video.
I think you should just not.
I don't know.
I think you should just be quiet.
No, I didn't defend him. I just said, like...
No, you did. You were simping so hard for that man. You were down real bad for that man. A man that is probably going to pay you no attention, no mind.
I didn't know that he had, like, allegations against him, but...
Okay, so I guess that's maybe it for Chantal, thank God. Now, this is from a Rosie Instagram story, and it is a screenshot of Stefan in the comment section of somebody's video that Rosie found. And the screenshot is very similar to the one that I read that he posted in my comment section. And she said, "Oh, never interacted? My Stefan, you really are a liar." And then this says, "Peep the 2020 timestamp. I'd never associate with you now." He sent her a message in 2020. I'll try to make this bigger for you all if I can remember when I'm editing. And it says, "Hi," from him, SSBBW fan 73. He messaged her on November 12th, 2020, and she responded, this was also on November 12th, 2020. She said, "Hey there, I'm currently based in Omaha, but I'd love to come visit sometime and see Vegas for the first time. I want to go to the poly BBW party scene out there." Okay, is this supposed to be some kind of gotcha? Her saying that she'd like to come to his house, to his pool parties, his BBW pool parties? He responded, "There isn't much of a poly BBW scene here, unfortunately, other than at my house, ha 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 ha. You've never been to Vegas? Oh, that should be changed." So she was asking for an invite. It seems like she's saying, "Hey, it seems like you could introduce me to this." That's wild that this is like her smoking gun. She thinks this is the thing that's got him. Why is she sharing this? What is she trying to prove here? That she interacted with him? This is giving like her DMing me. To some extent. Her responding to a one-word hi with like a paragraph about how much she'd like to come check out the BBW party scene in Vegas. Are you trying to say that he's being weirdly? Because he follows that comment up just saying like, "Yeah, well, my house is the BBW party scene." Like, I don't... Rosie, what are we doing here? That's wild. Here is, she was in a Discord server for Pearadise. She said, "I was in that fuck-ass server," and she has a screenshot of him inviting her. Should be, "Yeah, I'm in video chat right now on my server." Oh, diva. Okay, all right. I think she's getting ready to talk. So prepare yourselves for whatever she's going to say in this Instagram story.
Honestly, I'm trying to keep it cute right now, because I have a lot more I can show and say. But all I'm gonna say is this. A narc's gonna narc. A liar's gonna lie. And it's fascinating watching someone lie when the evidence is right in their face. Have a good night.
I mean, I do think that he's being oblivious to things, but also if it was 6 years ago, with the number of BBW women he seems to interact with, I wouldn't be surprised if he forgot about Rosie's ass. But Rosie's got a lot of like self-importance that in her head when she DMs with somebody, I can say this from experience. In her head, when she DMs with somebody like that, she thinks she's the most important person in their world. She thinks that all that person is thinking about is her. Do I think that he's probably interacted with her? Yes. Also, she was fully sitting there asking for an invite, essentially, to his house in Vegas. So I'm so confused. This seems to be some kind of live from Stefan at Pearadise, whatever. Let's see what he has to say.
Like, they couldn't have found anybody more invalid than her. I think they only put her on there for drama. Quirky Lover Rose is the definition of drama and controversy. She's never been here, no, Jess. I've never had any contact with her.
Uh-huh.
She joined my Discord way back in the day. And she proudly posted the three messages that we exchanged that were about getting her registered for the Discord. I know nothing about that girl. Luckily, she's never flirted with me.
Uh-huh.
Because, oh my God, if we would have, I'm telling you this in public right now, public service announcement, if Quirky Lover Rose would have ever came to Pearadise, I guarantee you, there would be allegations and drama. That girl, she is a classic, like, she's not playing with the full deck.
Well, there would probably be allegations and drama because there's already allegations and drama regarding the Pearadise house, first of all, sir. Let's not act like that's clearly not already a thing! That's already a thing, diva! I hate weird men. Ugh, he gives me the heebie-jeebies.
It's a classic example of somebody that you should never let into your close circle. Somebody that will try to come up with all sorts of bullshit if she doesn't get what she wants. Those are the people that are the problem.
No, you're gross, because I'm sure he writes off, like, true actual allegations against him as in those same ways. And you're gross, sir. I'm sorry. I just do not... You won't find me supporting Rosie in any kind of way, but one thing I'm not gonna do is gas up this weirdly ass man.
Have been the problem in Pearadise, you know, inviting people here without fully knowing. She's a perpetual victim, exactly. Without knowing them was definitely a mistake.
See, that's weird. That's weird. He's trying to say that these people that might have allegations and stuff against him aren't credible because he didn't really know them, but he invited them there anyways. You sound weird, sir. Anyways, here's a post from Rosie that says, "Oh, just 3 messages? Yeah, I never flirted with you, that's for sure." Okay, so she's gonna show more. "I don't post to talk, but I scroll for days, LOL. And he said, "Oh, nice, you're cute. I followed you on Phoebe." If you don't know what Phoebe is, it's a whatchamacallit. It's a site specifically for people in the theater community, people who are a part of all of that nonsense. It's come up in some other corners of Girl World with Tommy/Emily, who's Amber Lynn's girlfriend. So there's that. Anyways, she says thank you in response to him. So there you go. there you go. She says you sure did flirt with me because he followed her on Phoebe. Okay.
I just want to yap for a second because, like, I just think it's so interesting, right? Because I understand there's a wide section of the internet that doesn't fucking like me and inherently is biased against me. Obviously, that's a not shit Sherlock statement to make. But I'm watching this man pull the same shit that he has pulled for years that you guys are gonna see on June 10th. It's just the first time it's been directed at me. Because you're right, Stefan. We never had a close interpersonal relationship. And that's not why I was there. And I've never stated otherwise. I've never stated to be a victim of you. Because I had the sense when I saw your weird shit in the Discord to not engage again.
She had the sense. Listen, I don't want to make any assessments, judgments, etc. without having the full story. Because, like I said, he's given me weirdly. I hope that she did have the sense to not move further with that. I'm just curious. And I also want to say, she mentioned, like, you know, she never claimed to be a victim of him. She also, as I pointed out in my last video, hasn't until this moment gone out of her way to not say that, right? Like, I think I pointed out specifically in my last reaction that during her live stream, somebody asked if she was in touch with the other victims, meaning the other victims in addition to you. And she didn't clarify, like, oh, I'm not a victim. That's not the part I'm there to play in the documentary. She is only just now coming out and saying that, I think because a lot of people, Stefan included, are interpreting her as being some kind of victim of this situation.
You're fucking weird. And whether you like me or not, you're gonna regret it if you side with him.
Listen, I'm multiple of so many things. I'm capable of multiple things. I can think that Rosie's being weirdly in terms of, like, trying to make herself out to be some kind of star because of this. And she's probably not wrong that this man is a weirdo, okay? And I think actually a lot of Girl World and a lot of people in this corner of the internet are right there. They're right there. We can contain multitudes, okay?
And there's a lot more I want to say. And a lot more I want to get into. But the reason I'm sharing these screenshots is because I want to prove the point that this is a pattern of behavior that has never changed with him.
It's interesting hearing her talk about people's patterns of behavior never changing, and doesn't like to listen to it when people point out patterns of behavior she's never changed. But maybe not exactly a one-to-one comparison, but certainly feels a little similar. I can't even tell what this screenshot's supposed to be about, by the way. I don't know if she's trying to I think she's sharing it to show that he follows her, so that he's like aware of her or something like that. Because it does have a button that she can click that says follow back.
He's a gaslighter. He's a manipulator.
I'm sure he
is. And he's fucking weird.
I'm sure he is a gaslighter and a narcissist. You're also weird.
You still follow me, by the way, Stefan. And you followed me on here for years. I don't know if your ego is hurt, buddy, but you're right. I never flirted with you.
So I've kind of been beefing with Stefan a little bit, and that...
She one thing she's gonna keep track of is who follows her, who's watching her Instagram stories, because she is obsessed with checking out who's watched her Instagram stories. Obviously, I no longer do because she has me blocked, but from the time that she thought we were parasocial friends to the time where she didn't like me, she was always letting people know that I watched her Instagram stories. When it turns out they just pop up. When it turns out that, like, I watch a lot of Instagram stories from people I follow, but I wasn't going out of my way just to watch Rosie's, but here we are. So I'm not surprised she's been keeping tabs on whether or not this man follows her. But anyways, tell me more about y'all beefing.
Was unexpected. Not as unexpected as it should have been, but I think some of the stories have already expired, but I've saved them, and pretty sure I'll be making a YouTube video about it because that man's a fucking narcissistic liar, and he's wild for it. And I have some shit I want to say. But beyond that, and that's in reference to the documentary, by the way, but in case you're unfamiliar. It could be more money for you, but I can see it being bad at the same time. Yeah, I mean, the better part of it is I am not really absorbing the nastiness. I briefly skimmed the comments when it first came out, like the trailer, but I haven't looked since. I'm not doing that to myself. She
briefly skimmed the comments, but by that she means she had a lot to say about it. Do you not remember in her live stream where she in depth talked about the comments on that video? She's so full of it. How often like her story about it changes. Like her story about many things change.
I've been keeping some tabs on like certain subreddits, specifically because I'm trying to like see what's going on with Fuckface McGee.
She always also has to make it sound like she's not chronically on Reddit at all hours of the day. Anytime she brings up looking at Reddit, she's like, I'm only looking at certain subreddits. No, girl. No, you're on whatever the current Amberlynn Reed subreddit is. I'm sure you're still on the Snark Reddit about me. You're probably monitoring the Snark Reddit about yourself. Like, please be so serious, diva. Please, you just be honest about it. Because you always try to make it sound like I'm not really on there. But you're always talking about Reddit. You love Reddit, girl. Lean into it.
He's just fucking annoying. But, other than that, I'm just kind of like, it's more about the documentary than me, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, it's bringing more traffic, because like, I got a DM on TikTok today. Actually, I've got a couple DMs about this person. Someone who I don't watch anymore. I really don't think about much at all. I briefly, for like 5 seconds, talked about it on my members only on Friday.
Oh, so we're talking about Chantal again. Great. We never talk about her. I briefly talked about her for 2 seconds. Girl, she's so... Why do you clarify things that are just so obviously not true? Like, are you trying to convince yourself?
Because I guess, like, she's been on a fucking tirade about me being in the documentary.
I would say it's more of a, like, tirade about the documentary at large than it is about you. I mean, she definitely has brought you up, but all of her shitty takes were not about you. Her shitty takes were about the documentary as a whole.
It's funny to me, honestly, because I just don't care anymore, Like, I've been working a lot on myself, and I am currently struggling with, like, my impulsivity, and I am currently struggling with certain things, and I am running my mouth a little bit more than usual.
But she's doing so good. She's such a better person. She's really worked on herself.
Yeah, let them. Exactly. That's kind of the philosophy of the pod, right? It's like, I'm letting them talk. It's hearsay. Not hearsay, sorry. It's just babble, because you have seen a singular quote in a minute 30 trailer. You don't know shit yet, right? So it's like you're making all of these assumptions.
Uh-huh.
And honest to God, they're, like, all wrong. Like, I have not seen any accurate takes, personally.
Well, also, just to be clear, she also doesn't know. She went on the record to say she ain't watched the documentary yet either. They didn't give her, like, a pre-screening of it at all. She doesn't know what's gonna end up in the final take. In fact, she at first was, like, really being careful to say, like, yeah, I'm just curious to see what happens, because I don't know what they're gonna show, what they're gonna use. And now she's acting like she's a fucking expert.
At all. So it's just kind of, like, funny to me, I guess. There's just a lot when it comes to him that's just, like, nasty. And, excuse me. And I just think it's wild that... I think it's wild that people support him. I think it's crazy. Like, I honestly think a lot of it is they just don't know the full scope.
I am really curious who she's talking about that's supporting him. Because at least from the people I follow in Girl World, I ain't seen nobody. Nobody being like, yes, that's the one. Like, I'm gonna put my eggs in his basket. I don't think I've seen anybody going out of their way to support that man. I think what she might be mistaking as support for him is just, like, people not supporting her. And I don't think you have to support her and support him. Like, I don't think it works like that, right? Like, it's not so black and white.
I was like kind of joking around. I was just like, let me be funny for just a second. But, do you know why Z was unhappy with the documentary? I don't know specifically why, no.
I think she said it's because she was told that it was going to be about, like, body positivity, and now she's finding out because of this trailer that it's a lot more than that.
I don't know what her exact involvement is. I know that I know what she said publicly is that she feels betrayed and tricked, and
right.
She was told one thing versus what she saw in the trailer. Obviously, I have no insight on that. I'm not involved to that level at all. I didn't reach out to Stefan. He reached out to me. I shared the screenshots, babe.
He said hi, and you said, I'd love to come to Vegas. She's so funny.
First message. He added me. I'm pretty sure we started talking if I remember correctly, I'm, like, pretty confident I found him on TikTok, like, pre-allegation. And that's how all that conspired, and I didn't take it any further because he's fucking weird.
Oh, so you followed him on TikTok.
Did express interest in potentially going to Vegas.
Right.
At that time, it was 2020, 6 years ago. That was before I broke my foot. That was before everything happened in Omaha that led to my breakup to Florida. That was before so much shit came to light for me. I was truly an entirely different person at that point. I mean, I've noticed, like, a slight increase. Like, I've got people reaching out to me. Actually, I'm getting a lot of people reaching out to me because, because FB is, like, fucking fuming, I guess. I don't know. All I saw was when she first started talking shit, someone came to me and was like, she's like, calling you idiot. I was like, what the fuck did I do? And I go and I look, because I got nosy. And I, like, the first thing she said is, Rosie's on HBO Max? And I was like, that's it. That's it. That's it. That explains it all.
No, it doesn't. Tell me what it explains. Use your words, diva.
Everything after that, noise.
I think she thinks that Chantal's jealous that she's gonna be on TV. And it's just like, I don't know, maybe Chantal is, but could you imagine being jealous because you think you're, like, some kind of expert on this situation type of deal? This one in particular, and this is your big claim to fame? I guess someday I'm gonna get called in for like an Amberlynn Reid documentary, and that's gonna be my claim to fame. My claim to fame is gonna be the person who's able to like share the chronological timeline of everything that happened during during the Erica Valentine situation. They're gonna be asking me details and questions about Brittany being in my DMs. Amberlynn have an affair with my wife. Oh my god. Okay, maybe that is something to be jealous of. Be jealous, Foodie Booty.
So, anyway. I haven't seen anything else from the new stuff. I don't care to, but I've gotten a lot of DMs about it. And people being like, and I've gotten multiple people being like, I came to check you out, and like, you know, I followed you and I think you're great, blah, 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 from her talking shit.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that's exactly what they said. I'm sure.
It's just interesting. Like, today I really been playing out, and it's like only been a couple days, and it's like, just watch the fucking documentary, and then like why? I guess it's just the nature of the world.
Well, also, this is the whole point of a trailer, Rosie. This is, as much as the documentary is supposed to be about sharing these women's stories and what happened and what's going on with this, the people at Investigation Discovery, the people that are producing this documentary, want people to be having these conversations, want them to be talking about this stuff. So that's what we're here to do, baby. That's what's going on.
I wouldn't say I'm famous at all. But that's been like people have been like saying that to me. I don't know if that's like being mean somewhere or something, but
oh, she's so famous. She's so famous, y'all. Chantal said, I deleted my video, more headache than what it is worth. I don't care about anyone involved. Yeah, not surprising. It didn't sound like you gave a shit about anybody involved. You're being hella insensitive. I thought the documentary was about something else. FYI, if you take the time to write a huge paragraph telling me why you can't support me, I don't care and won't even read it. She'll read every last bit of it.
I was watching a bit of the Pearadise, like that Stefan guy's live stream. Pearadise,
why is she still talking about it?
That new documentary about, and everyone was dogging on Rosie in the chat, and like the woman that was there, and Stefan was like,
she just hates Rosie. That's the reason she jumped to the conclusions that she did. Is that the reality is she just hates Rosie, I think.
It's like Stefan's like, I've never even spoken to Rosie. I don't even know who she is. Why the hell is she in the documentary being all dramatic? They don't tell you the price you're paying. Oh my god. Drama queen. I'm curious to know what she was talking about. Like, how is she even... They probably just were like, there's a really fat woman. Let's just put her in it. She's well known. Let's put her in it.
Is she well known? She did just say she's famous. You know what? You're so right.
Took it from some interview. Oh, one that she already did? Okay, I see. So it's not like a new thing then, maybe. Maybe when they're talking generally about the big girl movement. Oh, she spoke out about feederism. Okay. I totally misunderstood the whole thing. Yeah. I thought it was about, like, you know... No, they didn't ask me to be on it. They probably thought it was, like, about, like, you know, something else. I thought, like, these women were, like...
I will say, and I don't know what Chantal's watched of Rosie's content, but I think it would be more than reasonable if you watched Rosie's content to think that the documentary does have something to do with feederism, because she made a point in her live stream that she did that day to say that there was a time where when you searched, like Google searched feederism, she was the first thing that came up. And she kind of alluded to that being the reason that maybe this production team even reached out to her.
Claiming to be victims of, like, yeah, being a feeder. But no, apparently there's, like, some other weird, like, there's some other weird accusations and there's some dark ones, like, essay ones, and I'm just like, oh. Of course I find that out after I do my fucking video, because I'm an idiot. Well. So I look all insensitive, and I'm just like, I wasn't getting it. I wasn't understanding, and then finally somebody said in the comment that he was accused of, and I was like, what? I'm like, I'm not going there, I'm just gonna delete my video.
Well.
The chocolate cake incident. Oh, I've heard of that.
I'm sure Chantal's real familiar with Rosie's chocolate cake incident.
She used to be a feedie. She's dumb, though. Even if she was going, they don't tell you the price you pay. What do you think is going to happen when you're being funnel-fed ice cream? The fuck? That's what I was referring to in my video. Everything is a choice, and, like, when it comes to that.
See, that's really... Maybe Rosie was correct. Maybe Chantal's whole entire ranting about the trailer was really just about Rosie. Because it sounds like now that she's saying all this, it sounds like she was just making some assumptions based on what she knows about Rosie.
I'm not on here blaming anybody for me what I put in my mouth.
Oh, God.
No, seriously, what do you think is going to happen? They have addiction they can easily be taken advantage of. Yeah, I guess so, eh? I see what you mean.
Right.
Like, I know, but, like, for me, no, that would be a big turnoff. But maybe back in the day when I was more body positive and stuff, like, maybe I would have felt that way. And I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, that would be cool to do. But now, no way.
Chantal really struggles to see anything outside of herself. Because she's like, oh, I would never do that. Okay, great. I'm glad you're not. I'm glad you were not a victim of this man because you chose not to do that. That doesn't mean that this man didn't take advantage of other people. Like, please be so serious. Try to look outside of yourself for, like, once.
I like that. Like, Salah wants me to be healthy.
Is it working?
She did, Chi-Chi? He said he didn't communicate with her. He talked to her because he said he didn't in his most recent live stream. I'm jealous she's on HBO. I wouldn't go on there if somebody asked me to. I've been asked to go on shows sometime before. Don't want to.
The concept of being jealous that Rosie Lynn Reed is in a documentary about this man is crazy!
I don't want to be on a show going, they don't tell you the price you pay!
Chantal, don't do her like that!
Rosie.
I love girl-on-girl crime.
It's invalid because this is 6 years ago. And then I said, I can help you with the verification if that helps. On my server, we verify...
Okay, this looks like something from Nikki T's channel, and it says Stefan shows all messages with Rosie on TikTok.
So there are 0 trolls and all just awesome people. And then she says, yes, how do I get verified? And then I said, super easy like this, and I give her the instructions on how to verify. And I even say, you can cover up your name and address. All we need is to see your face on the ID and the birth date on the paper with Pearadise and today's date. And then she says, sorry it took so long, like, 2 days later, she finally sent me the verification pictures. I've been busy. And I said, sweet, thank you. And so sorry to bug you about that, but what's the birth date on your ID? I can't seem to see it. Did you actually cover up the date of birth? She did. She sent me a picture and she covered up the most important part, which is the birth date. And I said, Kay, can you send me another picture? No problem, sorry, I was being cautious and covering my ID number. And then I said, no worries, all good. Now just join the server, Pearadise. I think you're not on it yet. To this point, she hadn't actually joined the Discord. She just sent me the verification picture, right? And then she said, cool, you got the link? And I gave her the link again, the same link that's up here. This link right here, I gave her the same link again. Discord, okie dokie. Then I found out that she's in. She had logged into the Discord. I hope you have loads of fun. And she still didn't get it. Like she said, so I need to verify with the Aprobot because she didn't do it right. Like she sent me the picture manually, so I had to manually verify her. It was in my Discord.
Him wearing a shirt that says Fat Lives Matter is crazy because that's totally appropriating a very serious movement for Black people. That's cringe. He's weird. He's a weird man. Disgusting.
And guess what? There's not a single channel in that Discord about feederism. She's a hardcore feedie. Yeah. She didn't find what she was looking for, probably.
They don't tell you the price of When she yells, she looks like she has no teeth. Like FFG. She's going to be so mad at you. I don't care. Do something, Rosie. What the fuck are you going to do?
Fight, 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 fight.
She looks like a giant baby, yes. Go cry and suck your thumb. Friggin' weird suck. I don't know. Just get out of my hair, Rosie Posey.
Get out of my hair, but then Chantal just keeps bringing her up. Like, girl, move on, but don't. Keep fighting. I love the fight.
They don't tell you the price you pay. I can't even do it. Even Pearadise, I was watching part of his stream, and he was like, I don't even know who Rosie. I don't like in his German accent.
Okay,
Nobody there knows who she is.
You've said that.
I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know anything, okay? That's why I deleted my video, because I don't know what they're all talking about. I didn't know all these allegations against him, and here I am, like, talking about, you know, like, the feeder part. Like, I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm obsessed because she keeps saying, I have no idea, but then still keeps talking about it anyways. Like, these girls will never change. These girls will never fucking change. That's why I deleted the video, but here I am still talking about it.
I'm jealous she's on HBO. Yeah, I said, yeah, I'm real jealous of having the opportunity to be on camera for 1 second going, they don't tell me.
And I have no idea.
Oh my god.
To say this up front right now, I have no idea why Rosie, Quirky Lover Rose, is in the trailer. She's never been here, never talked to me, other than flirted with me on Discord in 2020 that I had totally forgotten about. Like, I don't even know who Rosie is. I learned myself very quickly that there's a lot of drama about her because the official trailer posted on YouTube by the production company, ID Discovery, the entire comment section is tearing into what the fuck is Rosie doing here? She has no connection to Pearadise. Rosie apparently is trying to make me look like a feeder house. There's no feeding. Like, we eat dinner. Like, family. Like, everybody who's watched Pearadise live stream at any point in time might have seen us sitting around the table and one of the beautiful women dished up a delicious dinner and we were just sitting, eating.
I'm aware, Ebony, I do not give a singular fuck.
Ebony said, did you see you were the topic on Lol Cow Bus? Perfect, stunning, wonderful.
All I know is my friend told me it was really boring, and it's kind of all I want to know.
Oh, I'm sure.
Again.
It's interesting that she'll watch all this other stuff about Stefan, but she doesn't want to see what they had to say on Lol Cow Bus. I don't know. A friend told her it was really boring. She used to say that my live streams were really boring, so I wonder how boring it was or wasn't. I didn't watch it, but I am curious now. Maybe I'll go watch. Knowing her definition of what a boring live stream is, maybe I'll go give it a watch. Maybe I'll be entertained.
Ebony, I'm looking to have a chill time, and I feel like you're instigating a little bit tonight, so chill. Thank you.
Now we're not allowed to talk about Stefan in the documentary. You've fully been on live stream talking about him being Bessie, but now you're getting upset that somebody in your chat's bringing it up?
I don't want to talk about drama. I'm aware, and that's that.
Okay.
How did you get involved in the documentary? What am I allowed to say?
God, she's gonna fuck this NDA up, isn't she?
Let's just say that I was involved very early on.
Okay, let's say that.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
What is she eating?
There's
Pizza?
just so many opinions and people talking about things they know nothing about, you know? And it's just kind of funny. And so, it's not the hate that I'm, like, affected by or worrying about.
Uh-huh.
I'm not worried about that. It wasn't until basically directly after my last late night live. It was, like, very shortly after
Also,
that.
when she says late night live, she's been going live at, like, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. She's on that Amberlynn Reid timeline.
Live ended.
I think this live in particular, she just did, like, last night. And it was, like, in the middle of the night.
Everything just kind of hit me. Like, as, like, the days passed after the announcement, as I was, like, kind of just thinking things over, some of my memories started coming back. I remembered some of the things that I talked about.
Uh-huh.
And it just kind of like hit me like a Mack truck. Like, I talked about that on national television. About me, by the way, just to be clear.
Well, also...
And it just kind of like...
Also, it's possible none of that will be included. Because this is allegedly not about you. Like, this is what I don't understand. Why are we making it so much about us? And by us, I mean you. I don't know why I said us.
Like, all at once. And I actually had the biggest panic attack I've had in a very, very long time. Like, at least 6 months, if not longer. And I'm fine. Like, it was just kind of like an accumulation of the whole week of, like, the struggling to sleep, all the other stuff I've been talking about with, like, how, like, symptomatic I was and stuff and all of that. And it wasn't until, like, around that, it wasn't, like, immediately after I got off the live. It was, like, a little time had passed. But it was, like, that night/morning. I think that's a very normal reaction for you to have given the circumstances. Yeah, and I agree with it. Like, and I do. Like, and I got through it, and then I eventually slept, and, like, my boyfriend was just so helpful. And so...
Y'all, did you know that Rosie has a boyfriend? He's just so helpful and wonderful.
So supportive and so sweet. And was really there for me throughout that. And, you know, I just processed it and moved on. You know what I mean? But between, like, Friday and then I had a definite tone change, though. You know, like, I think it was just slow to hit me.
You don't think that the tone change had anything to do with you just spending all of your free time watching Stefan, making Instagram stories about it, talking about it on live streams, watching Chantal rage about you, keeping up on Reddits? You don't think that consuming all of that information about yourself didn't have something to do with the tone shift? It wasn't about the hate, though, you guys. It wasn't. She was just remembering her memories, and that's what did it.
I don't watch any reaction content anymore of any kind. Honestly, used to, right? Like, that's common knowledge. I used to be pretty heavily involved in girl world stuff, and
by your own choice, by your own involvement.
Unhealthy cylindrical dynamic with it.
An unhealthy cylindrical dynamic? What does that even mean?
And I was like, I went back and forth on it for a while. And sometimes when I'm directly tagged and stuff, even especially in this past week, I think there was one or two things where I just couldn't keep my mouth shut. I struggle with that.
We know.
A lot of people still, like, tag me and shit. Whatever. I block them as they come, so. And because I know, and you know what's interesting is, like, I know I posted the screenshots that some of you haven't seen yet. In the future, I will be making a video talking about some stuff related to the documentary things. And I think I'm going to make it before the documentary comes out, because it's not really about what's in the documentary, it's just around some of the people surrounding it. If you saw my Instagram stories a few days ago, they'll know what I'm talking about. And it's so funny to me because, like, it was...
I'm tired. We are almost to the end of these clips. We got about 2 minutes left, but I'm tired. Actually, less than that.
It wasn't until after I had posted them, like, a while after, I realized that, like, I didn't think twice about it because I know I'm not polyamorous, and I thought that was, like, obvious and, like, everybody knew that, but that was very short-sighted on my part to not think that through more and not provide more context. So that did give people, like, a lot more leeway to, like, manipulation and, like, make more assumptions and stuff, like, because the screenshots I posted were 6 years old, so there was, like, so much in that that very brief conversation and everything that was just
there is probably more to discuss, because when she lived in Omaha, she was with her ex, and there was something about, I remember in some podcast or video she did at some point, she talked about being groomed into polyamory too. So I'm sure some people were questioning why she was, like, talking about wanting to explore the poly BBW scene in Vegas.
like, there was a lot of context I didn't include because I was just trying to prove a certain point, I guess is the best way I can say it. And so, yeah, man, like I once thought I was. So, and that it is a very complicated, nuanced topic, which is why I don't want to get too in depth. And I'm just not in the mood to get all trauma dumpy. I'm just not. Anywho.
Not today. No, none of that previously was sort of trauma dumpy. Okay.
I'm gonna probably go. Good lord,
All right.
I think we might have been live for close to 5 hours.
Oh my god. Was she really?
Have a good night, everybody.
Oh, bonus.
So then.
Oh, what is that? Is that chocolate?
You can get chopsticks if you want to.
Girl, what?
Motherfucker, get over here. Cheers.
Girl, Jesus Christ. What are we doing? That's so wild. Okay, Jane got me there. She kind of gave me an overview of what some of the things were about. She did not tell me that popcorn bit was gonna be in there. That's funny. Oh my god. Okay, girl, live your truth. Live your truth. Make your feeder adjacent content. Okay, I have got to go, but I guess... Oh, wait, no! Before I go, one of my other mods, again from, took some screenshots, again from Nikki T, from a Nikki T live stream where I think Nikki was streaming Zio's live stream or something like that. Anyways, all this to say, Rosie was in Zio's chat. Okay, she says at one point that she thinks that people are fuming because she's on mainstream media. We're fuming? I think there are people that are upset that this production company is utilizing her as any kind of credible source, because I think we all know that she's an unreliable narrator, but she really thinks she's something. She thinks she's got some kind of big TV star. Okay, but I am going to end things there. I am going to shut the fuck up. Oh my god, this was such a long video, although it might be a little bit shorter maybe if I can cut some stuff out, because I think I did fuck up a few places and there were moments of pausing, and none of that's your problem, and it's only going to get longer the more I keep rambling, so I am going to shut the fuck up. But thanks so much for watching. If you're brand new here, consider subscribing down below. Hit the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Make sure to leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye!